Hello, my name is Dan Johnson, and welcome back to the Who podcast. This month, we are back doing something very different and using a whole new format for the show. And we're going to talk about it later on. But first, I need to introduce our new co-host. So they've been in the podcast many times recently, and they must have done at least 15 episodes over the last couple of years.
At least 15.
And they've broken their door as well while trying to film this joke. But it is big reveal. David Tennant.
It's not David Tennant.
He's a bit two-dimensional.
It's me.
It's me.
Will. Woo! Yeah. So I'm just going to be here more now.
I think you kept your dignity during that entire thing. I think the woo may have, brought you towards the end of being taken seriously.
To be honest, Dan, it's the fact we're doing this for the second time. It's
just going so well. You've broken your door.
We've already got like halfway through the podcast. My door's broke by filming that bit.
I mean, David looks sick of it.
David, he's had enough. Bless him.
Can you? Oh, I don't know why. Every time you break him, I can't help but laugh. Like every time he gets knocked over. You did this last time, and I couldn't stop laughing. But that time, there was a really big delay from you whacking him and me laughing. But we probably should stop. It's not even that funny. It's just the way he goes. And I can't help but stare him in the eyes. And he collapses onto the floor.
When he likes, I'll drop kick David down the stairs.
So we probably should talk about the format that we're doing at the minute for this show. So because obviously you've appeared many times and because we've known each other for an incredibly long time.
I've known you way too long.
We think it's probably worth to do possibly one day weekly podcast episodes that are you and me talking about various things, and
we just have a good chat like mates.
And because we can basically waffle on for a good hour, I thought that it'd be interesting to get people to see the insight of that beyond the podcast. And I think with one topic, can you put the fan down? I've discussed this to you.
We're in the middle of a heat wave.
I don't. It's getting cooler now.
Yeah, because it's night time.
It was like 30 degrees the other night.
Dan, I'm trying to make it seem like it's 40 degrees day. Go with it.
I mean, it is during the day. And also, I think you've forgotten how time scale works in terms of filming things and posting things, because it won't be a heat wave when this is posted. It might be raining.
By the way, global warming's going down. If this is going out in August, there probably will be another heat wave.
Yeah, not in like a week's time though. It's going to have to rain for at least 3 months.
Yeah, so apparently second week of August, we're expecting another one.
Oh, actually.
Not 40 degrees, but like 35.
I've got to get a new job that does not involve being in a hot kitchen.
A kitchen.
Yeah, I've got to get a new job that doesn't involve in that kitchen, because it was 60 degrees on Tuesday. So we've both got fans, but obviously we've had to sacrifice them for now and turn them off. Because you can't. I told you, turn the fan off, because it will. I can't hear it currently, but it will come through the bleeding speakers at the microphones.
It's off.
No, yeah. So if we just,
I can't hear yours. This must be so dull to either watch or listen. Let's just get on with it.
Only fans.
Yeah, but mine's bigger than yours.
Something's fallen off because of the fan.
Oh God!
Powerful.
Let's just keep it going down.
It was a Big Finish CD.
Is this going to be a sign of the new kind of show we've got, show idea where it's just a catch up? Is this going to be a sign of how it's going to go? It's
what,
just
things
trash.
Falling over?
Things just don't go our way. My door
bad
breaks.
Fans, broken doors, bad lighting. Yeah, essentially. Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't perfect the rest of the time, so let's forget about that. But we have got a few topics to talk about, though, haven't we?
A few topics to talk about, yeah.
So we're not just going to spend an hour talking about fans. How many proposals has yours got? Mine's got 3. I mean, the one at work that I have is it's got 6. This one's got
Mine's
3.
got 3.
Basic. How many little Spock things does your fan have?
3.
I wasn't talking to you. I was in the audience.
Got the off and then 3 speeds.
Oh, I've got 2 speed. We've gone back to talk about fans now.
Right, this podcast is not about us talking about desk fans.
I love a desk fan.
Love a desk fan.
But no, we have actual topics to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one that we've written down is talk about Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder, yeah.
And I think Marvel in general at the minute. And I think because apparently this is marked for the middle part of Phase 4. Yeah, apparently so. But I don't know how long Phase 4 lasts, and it's probably worth mentioning that because we're filming this,
nothing happens
the day before Comic-Con. We don't know what may get released in terms of trailers or promotional stuff over the next weekend that will maybe shed light on what the other half or even onwards is going to look like. I think that there is elements of there being a villain, and
I think we might get a Guardians 3 trailer.
Have they even started filming it yet?
They must have done.
I thought
it's coming out soon.
I thought
Holiday 2020.
Oh, mate, the holiday special thing. Maybe, yeah.
Oh, is
that
that
we mentioned
Disney Plus only?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I can't remember. What's the new Disney? We might get a Armor Wars
trailer. Yeah. Ooh, Armor Wars. I'm looking forward to that.
Or what's the Nick Fury one?
Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion with Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
But obviously, they'll be in the future. They'll know. But so Love and Thunder. Will, what do you think of Love and Thunder then? Quickly.
Oh, it was. I mean, it was shit, and I'm sorry.
It really wasn't that bad.
It was. Stop being a Marvel fanboy and just admit the film was shit.
I think I definitely didn't like it as much as I liked Ragnarok, and I think that I expected.
Dan, what's better, Dark World or Love and Thunder?
I think Love and Thunder has probably more personality.
No, just because it's
attempting
to be funny doesn't mean it's got personality. It was such a weak film, man.
Yes, but I think the structure of it was broken. Because we talked about this the other day, didn't we? Is that the whole Zeus stuff and sort of going to this, the temple, felt very
omnipotent city.
Yeah, felt very. You've been paying attention to the film. Felt very sort of out of left field almost, and felt like we shouldn't be. That we were plodding around setting things up, perhaps. And as I mentioned also the other day, that we have a section of the film that is just sort of setting up to get to the big bit, like the bit when they're about to leave. They have several conversations about what they're going to do, and it's and I think that I wouldn't mind that if the jokes landed,
were funny.
Yeah, I think some of them were funny. I think I've got a weird sense of humor though, haven't I? I laugh at stupid
I bet you
things.
found the screaming goats funny, didn't you?
I was going to say that myself and Amy did actually find the screaming goats quite funny.
They were funny. I will give you that. But none of Thor's jokes I thought were as. I don't think any of the actual spoken jokes were as good as Ragnarok's.
No, I think the humor in Ragnarok felt more precise, more controlled, because you had Jeff Goldblum and stuff who do that a lot. And I think some of the best lines.
But no, it's not even about. It's not
him.
It's not even about the characters. It's about the writing. We had Russell Crowe as Zeus, right? And yes, he was funny because he was doing a bit of the Greek and looking. Oh, I can twirl some lightning bolts. But the jokes he was saying wasn't funny.
There was a joke about the orgy. I quite liked the orgy joke, but other than that, yeah.
Well, I bet of course you like the orgy.
It caught me off guard. Right, yeah. They mentioned sex, and I giggled.
He said the funny sex words.
Yes. But no, I liked the goats, and I liked I liked elements of it, and I liked Taika Waititi humor. I think he's very funny as a guy.
Yeah, but this film did not feel like a Taika Waititi film.
I don't know really what happened with it, to be fair.
He fell off.
It does feel like he was more
Like he was
interested in other
forced
projects.
to make this one.
Yeah. Like I think I haven't seen it yet, but Our Flag Means Death. Which
That's coming soon.
To what?
Isn't that coming on? Oh, I've seen it literally. I swear it's Prime.
Is it? Is it actually?
I think it might be on Prime.
Because because they've got What We Do in the Shadows, so it may very well be Prime. But have you seen What We Do in the Shadows? Because I think it's a very, very good film.
Yes, I have. It's not a film; it's a TV series.
It's both. It was originally a film.
I've only seen the TV series.
Well, I've also seen the TV series, but
that's better. I'll just have a tab open as well. Right, hold on. So what's the new film called? Or series?
Our Flag Means Death. It's about pirates. It's Taika Waititi's sort of next project after this. And towards Taika Waititi as an artist, I do find that he was more adaptable. He's more inclined to go with the whole like indie sort of little film production over the big ones. Because have you heard about his like Star Wars film? Recently.
Well, he wants to make a Star Wars film.
But the thing is, he's kind of sitting on the script and he's like messing around with the script. And in fact, I think there's reports that he hasn't even written one. So.
Oh, Dan, never mind. It was a different thing I'm thinking of. So Sad Story is going to HBO Max.
Is that launched in the UK yet? I can't remember.
No, that's UK.
US only. It's going to, is it not? But it hasn't yet.
Yeah, I can't. I don't have the money for another streaming service, man.
Paramount Plus is the new one, isn't it? That's just been launched in
the
UK.
Who cares about Paramount Plus just because it's got Halo?
Yeah, that would be the only thing I would have remote interest in.
I get that. I've heard it's not good.
I don't know. It might be one of those things where it's like, oh, it's really, really bad, and then you watch it and just go, it's sort of fine. It's a bit like Discovery, when like Star Trek, when I saw lots of people going, oh, it's awful, it's so bad, it's really badly written. And I'm like, it's fine, it's watchable, but it's not great. I don't love it or anything, and I won't defend it. When it comes to so as Taika Waititi is a more of a, he's quite a creative person, but I think that he can easily be drained, and he has to kind of put his heart and soul into something because he is putting himself into those films.
Oh, his heart and soul was not in this film.
Yeah, and I think it was in Ragnarok. I did my one of my units in, as you were there, in media on it, didn't I? On Thor Ragnarok, and I talked about things like how Taika Waititi's personality was like throughout the film, and he had so much involvement in it. You didn't. You did something else.
I did Ragnarok. No, I did Baby Driver.
You didn't do. I thought you did Homecoming. You changed every week.
No, Homecoming was the first one. You had to do two, didn't you?
Nah, you only have to do one film. What are you talking about? You have to do one film.
Wait, what year was this?
This was year 12.
Oh fuck! So that was with Mr. Reynolds.
Aye.
Oh yeah, no, that was
Homecoming, because I
was Homecoming.
I remember what, like, sort of sitting in the room, and then as I went through in my mind, I can imagine who sat next to me and what film they did. So I know that Jordan sat next to me and looked at Fast 8, I think.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
he was.
Right,
one
we're
of the
going
Fast
on topic.
Furiouses, but yeah, I just distinctly remember that, and I did Ragnarok. I'll pull it back. And I did Ragnarok, and so I talked about all that kind of stuff and that production of it and things like that, and it was all quite fascinating. But I think with this one, it does feel like he kind of, I think he was there, but he was absent. He was there. He was there publicly, but he was absent from the film.
Yeah,
personality-wise,
it wasn't his film. Absolutely not.
And
let's talk. Are we going to spoiler territory now?
Well, yeah. Go ahead.
As Guardians of the Galaxy, biggest waste of an opportunity.
I'd agree. Yeah.
And then we had this whole little stupid meet up with. No, okay. First of all,
You're kicking
pacing.
something for sure.
The pacing with
You've got
Jane,
your fan
right?
on. Is that what it was? You had your fan on. I thought I could hear muffling or something. And it's you with your fan on.
I have a fan on, yeah. Okay, the pacing with Jane.
Okay.
So she touches the hammer, right?
Yeah.
Starts to shake a bit, and then we're back to Thor. And then the next time we see her, she's the mighty Thor. What? We're not going to see her like bit worthy enough to pick up the hammer. We're not going to see like this stuff that we actually wanted to see. Are we not? Do you know what I mean? There's so this film, right, wasn't meant to be about Thor. This was meant to be about the mighty Thor. This was meant to be Jane's film.
Yeah.
She's shafted. This is her worst film, including Dark World. I'd rather watch her in Dark World than this.
No, I think that this was probably her most interesting bit, which is not saying much, is it? To be fair,
no, she was boring, man.
At least she did something in this film.
She wasn't fun. Right, okay. She wasn't funny.
No.
Did any of her "this is my new catchphrase" jokes make you laugh?
No, but Natalie Portman is not a comedic actress, and I think that because of the line she was given, they tried to force her to be that. But Chris Hemsworth is a funny guy. He has that charisma and that sort of attitude to be able to kind of pass it off. And I think that if you gave a lot of those lines to different actors in the MCU, I think that they would be difficult to make seem natural. And I think the fact that he can make them just seem like Thor still works. You see what I mean? So
can I just stop you right there and go on a rant about something that just popped into my head?
Go on then.
CGI suits. Why are they a thing?
What, you just hate CGI suits?
Bro, when Thor had his helmet on, when he met Jane, like, I've got a helmet, and then his went up, it looked terrible, man.
I don't. I see what you mean with the helmets. Yeah, the helmets look silly.
Jane's helmet was terrible.
Jane's helmet seems to make her face look really, really small.
Yeah, because it's CGI. Give her an actual fucking helmet.
I mean, I thought the days of like Green Lantern were behind us. Like, you know, when the full CG suit. And I thought that Marvel valued having tangible costumes.
No, I don't think Marvel have made it with like the good films. Now they're just pumping out shit. Like that isn't because they've got the whole thing about their overworking their visual effects artists.
Mm-hmm.
It's
to do with like deadlines and stuff more than overwork. But yeah, to do with the deadlines.
As someone who did care about Marvel, to be honest, mate, I don't care about any of the new releases now.
I can definitely give or take with you.
I didn't like the new Doctor Strange.
Right.
I didn't like this.
But did you appreciate that this film was more contained within itself, though? It was.
What do you mean? It had a beginning and had an end, like every film should do. What do you mean?
As in, because I felt like it was refreshing to me. Because when I looked at like Multiverse of Madness, right, this whole film is like the payoff to WandaVision, the the X-Men, this, that, the other. It was nice for me to have a film that was like, oh, it's just
can't
Thor.
Compare
it's
Thor
just within the four films.
No, because you can't. No. You can't compare Thor to Multiverse of Madness.
They're very.
That's whole different.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a whole different story going on. Like, of course, Thor's going to be contained because his story was pretty much finished at the end of Endgame. He just went off with the Guardians. They could have gone anywhere with that. But whereas Wanda, she had at the end of WandaVision, she became the Scarlet Witch, and the whole multiverse thing opened up in Spider-Man. So that's where it had to go with Doctor Strange because he was in Spider-Man. That's where his character was. Whereas in Thor, because he walked away with the Guardians, his story was free to go anywhere.
And as you said earlier, it's such a shame that they decided that, hey, we've got Chris Pratt, Chris Hemsworth together, the Guardians. This could make a pretty interesting film.
Bro, yeah, I'd love a film, or even like a 3-part miniseries, because you know how much Disney Plus loves them.
I won't do I'll do a 6-part miniseries. But yeah,
No, because let's be honest, the 6-part series is a shit.
Moon
The only
Knight.
good one, the only good, actually, sorry, the only good, yeah, is Moon Knight and WandaVision, and a bit of Loki, right? The rest,
Yeah, I think Moon Knight is definitely my favorite thing of this most recent
no,
phase.
WandaVision, hands down. WandaVision is better than Moon Knight, 100%.
I think I did like WandaVision, right? It is probably maybe third, second, probably second to be fair.
What?
Because I was thinking about Loki. I don't know where I'd put Loki.
No, rewatch WandaVision. That will overtake Moon Knight.
But I think that WandaVision served as this story of changing Wanda. So I was like, okay, this is really interesting. And then like Falcon and Winter Soldier was like, okay, it's fine. It's introducing a new Captain America, which is cool. But I mean, your bad guys are very
Not
weird.
my Captain America.
And
I'm joking, guys. I'm not a racist.
as in, I didn't mean him. I meant the Erin Kellerman woman, the Red Hand gang. that's from Bloody Harry and Henry.
Oh, the one from Brummie that was trying to hide her. The one from Birmingham that was clearly trying to hide her accent.
Is she? I don't know.
Bro, she was 100%. But did you not hear it? She'd come out like Captain America. We've got to do something.
Is she
And
from
then she'd have to-
Birmingham?
Oh, 100%. Did you not hear her accent every now and again?
No,
Right, okay, let me just.
I'm doing it now.
I'll beat you.
It just says no. She's from Tamworth,
That is next to Birmingham, mate.
which is next to Birmingham.
Because that's where half my family's from.
Yeah,
Tamworth.
okay, that's that. Yeah,
So my auntie and uncle live.
she's sort of okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
she's Brummie.
And
she's
you're going to
Brummie.
go to spot a Birmingham accent more than I ever would.
What, you couldn't spot the Brummie in her
Well,
voice?
I could spot. I can tell when you're doing a Birmingham accent, but I can't remember. I watched it ages ago.
This isn't how they all sound. They don't all sound like this, Daniel.
I understand that they don't walk around talking like a stereotype.
She's not going to be walking around going, hello, Captain America, how you doing? You're right. Do you want to sit down for a cup of tea? We'll talk about the new baby.
Yes, but
She's not going to walk around like that.
But yeah, so then there was like that. There was Falcon Winter Soldier and Loki and things like that. And I thought, yeah, they're fine. I'll watch them.
Loki
but
was good, but I just didn't want to. As much as people saying, "Oh, it's nice to have a talkie finale," and not a CGI fight.
The thing that I had with Loki is that I think that because originally it was going to be 12 episodes.
It should have been.
And the second season next year will be the other half of those 12 episodes.
Yeah, it's self-contained. That after season 2, they're done, aren't they?
Yeah. So I think that once they've done that, we'll have all of Loki.
Isn't season 2 coming out after Quantumania? That's got.
I can't remember. It's next year. They're filming it now.
Thing is, they have so many new stuff coming out. They're pumping out stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where same with Star Wars.
We've got Andor next month.
I'd prefer quality than quantity.
Yeah, that'd be my view as well. I think there are certain shows that I definitely don't have any interest in at all in Marvel. Like, I think Echo is one that I'm really not interested in.
No one's going to watch that. I've not watched Miss Marvel. I'm not interested in it.
I watched Miss Marvel, and I was not desperate to watch it, but I did like the last episode and the first episode. But everything in between.
Oh no, I watched the first one. It was a bit. It was just so pop culture. I was like, this is rubbish, man. Although Dan Johnson, canonically, you are in the MCU
because it has TikTok.
Don't know why?
Yeah,
it has TikTok.
I've seen that.
Can follow Dan. And you can follow Dan Johnson's TikTok at DAJ Studios 6. DAJ Studios.
Incorrect.
Dan Johnson.
Yeah. Dan underscore Johnson.
Dan underscore Johnson on TikTok for all your top quality Doctor Who shit posts.
Great. But
Sure.
what we were talking about, yeah, Miss Marvel, and so I watched that and I quite liked that. But I wouldn't say I was desperate to watch it each week, and I was like, wasn't particularly invested in the story and didn't think that the characters were that interesting. But like I say, Moon Knight, I loved Moon Knight every week of
I
Moon
wouldn't
Knight.
say I loved it. I wouldn't
I
say I loved it.
I was just so fascinated by it.
Um, it was definitely nice to see because it was very random. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, oh my god, he's dead. And then the whole Stephen and Grant and all that. No, wait, Stephen Grant's Stephen and Mark.
Stephen and Mark, yeah.
Stephen and Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole why he chose that whole dual personality. That the whole way it raveled up at the end was very nice. But as a series, for entertainment value alone, every episode I thought, yo, this is sick. WandaVision.
I think WandaVision was only good because of the hype behind it.
Watch it again, and you will eat them words.
I liked it.
Watch it again, and you will eat them words, man. I've watched it 3 times. It doesn't disappoint.
No, Moon Knight is. I just love Moon Knight. I could talk about Moon Knight all day.
Who's been messing up everything? It's been Agatha all along. Who's been pulling every evil string?
Okay.
It's been Agatha all along.
Okay, that's great. And this is when you stop singing.
No,
and with that, I think with Moon Knight, I absolutely adored. But obviously, you didn't feel the same.
Adored?
I adored it. I thought it was brilliant. I absolutely loved each episode of Moon Knight.
Every single day, WandaVision. Every single week, I was on it like that. Was Moon Knight? It was just when I got around to it. But then I think that's also because Disney Plus was new.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. Because that's fair. I was the same with Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was watching that weekly on the day, but then I got bored. Same with Loki, but then I got bored. So yeah, maybe it's just because it was all new, whereas now I'm not bothered.
Yeah, should we talk a little bit about the Marvel schedule then? Because we've taken briefs into it, but then disappeared onto other things.
Timeline? Shall I get up the Marvel?
I don't think you need to be fair, but you can do if you want.
We do because there's so many things coming out.
Obviously, we mentioned Echo, which is for me not something I'm particularly interested in.
Marvel Phase 4 timeline,
and I think generally is not going to be a big show, but it may surprise me because obviously it's got Daredevil in it, or is likely rumored to have Daredevil in it.
Right. So,
but for me personally, I think Daredevil's like my favorite superhero. So I think having Daredevil would be absolutely amazing. It'd be so good to have him. After No Way Home,
Black Panther got sent back, didn't it? Black Panther got delayed again, didn't it?
I don't remember. I don't know.
Because apparently, 2 weeks ago, we were meant to have Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
I think you may be looking at the pre-COVID timeline there. Because that spot went to Thor.
Yes.
No, yeah, we've got loads of little projects that we're coming out with the next year or so. We've got about like 4 shows. Got Attorney of Law, the She-Hulk series, which is next month.
Not bothered.
But even if you take a look at the gaps between what we've had already, the gaps are like so insurmountably small that you don't really get over one show before you go into the next. So it's like you don't finish it properly, if that makes sense. Like when Moon Knight finished, we had maybe like 3 weeks until Miss Marvel. So that's kind of the issue that I have with a lot of the MCU stuff at the minute. Is there is a lot of it, and I'm kind of just jumping from one to another as they come out.
And none of it really interests me anymore.
I'd say I'm interested in Black Panther because I would like to see how they do with the Chadwick Boseman stuff and what they do with that.
Yeah, but are you interested about the story?
I have no idea what the story's
Because we
about.
know what's going to happen. Shuri's going to become the new Black Panther.
That's what I mean. I don't know. We don't know if that's the case straight away, though. I'm curious how
Well, it
they
is.
deal with it. I think it will be down the line. Yeah, I think she'll
I
definitely
know.
become the Black Panther pretty quickly within that film.
She
But
posted on her Instagram the suit which she wore for filming.
have I been living under a rock? It does seem to be that 2023 is going to be a big year for stuff, but it does feel like the
Yeah, but
superhero fatigue.
the only big thing for us is the 60th anniversary.
Yeah, yeah, that's all we care about is Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Um,
Speaking of
but
Doctor Who, do you want to talk about the recent Centenary leaks? Centenary
we
leaks.
can do in about a minute.
I will get up the Reddit.
So my so maybe with the whole superhero fatigue then setting in, I don't know whether superhero fatigue will really take over like straight away, but I think that down the
I'm
line, if
bored of
Marvel
it.
get
The
too
best film I've
greedy,
seen this year is the best film I've seen this year is Top Gun. I'm bored of superhero films.
I can't say I'm bored of them. I'm still going to go and see them, but I think that it will get to the point where I won't know what's going on, like a TV show that I've sort of lost attention to, and then before long I am watching something just because the pattern is still there over watching something because I enjoy it. And now we can finally talk about Doctor Who. So with all of that vast expanse of multiverses and everything like that, we're going back to still quite a big universe, but a much smaller one. And we're going to be talking about Doctor Who and the Centenary Special, which you probably forgot was happening. Um, we've got two leaks that we're going to base our conversations over, and we thought it would probably be best to read those leaks out first. So I shall read mine. It starts with hi girl. Hi girl. I've
Hi,
seen
Gal. Come on, get it right.
hi girl. Hi girl. Hey gal.
Gal.
Gal. I've seen your tweet about Doctor Who. I'm still working for BBC Studios, but not Doctor Who. He's filled me in some of the goss though. 90-minute special Sunday the 16th of October with a BBC One and cinema release. Marketing starts in August with a big trailer. There is going to be a big Graham Norton appearance for Jodie Whittaker, Mandip Gill, and Sacha Dhawan. There's a big secrecy around it for now. Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy, and David Bradley are all in the special. So is David Tennant for obvious reasons. Apparently, this is the kicker. The final edit is a bit of a mess, though, and the BBC aren't happy with it.
See, the one I've got here says different things.
I love
this
leaks
is the thing.
because they mean nothing.
They literally mean nothing. So Dan,
yeah,
I think my Wi-Fi is going.
That's grand.
Dan,
yeah,
Daniel Johnson, Daniel Johnson.
Hello.
My internet is unstable. Oh, we're back. Carry on. We're back.
We're running. That hurt my arm. So because Will's internet is struggling with the whole reading and trying to process words.
It's several tabs open.
With several tabs open. I'm going to do it because at least that way we can hear. So the below speculation is from text I got from someone who used to work at BBC Wales. Please take it with a pinch of salt. I generally thought they were taking the piss, which is the good way to start a leak, I think.
It's a great way to start a leak, yeah. I got a text from someone who works at BBC. Although, to be fair, Dan, if either of us works for the BBC, would you tell each other what was going on? Would you? If you got an elite job and they're like, you can't tell anyone, would you tell me?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, because I feel like if I told you, then I would have broken that trust with the company. So that
it's only if that news gets out.
Yeah, but who's to say it wouldn't? If I tell you, and then you tell one of your mates, you tell one of your mates.
let me just start the Cyber Will YouTube channel again.
No, I meant like just by conversation. If you mention something and then it becomes common knowledge on Twitter before too long, like like this has. So that's kind of why I wouldn't. But I shall carry on. Jeanette Fielding is apparently made it very clear to sources close to her that Russell T Davies was a major part of the Centenary Special. According to Fielding, this and several production staff from the Centenary Special, RTD actually helped Chris Chibnall structure the storyline for the special, as well as have a major say in what story arc plot lines needed tied moving into the 60th anniversary special. I think I may have butchered some of those words.
No,
but
no,
you got
you've got
the
it.
gist.
I think it's written.
You just think it's written weirdly.
Yeah, because I was struggling.
Eve Miles, David Bradley, Sylvester McCoy.
Whoa. Let's just go bit by bit.
Okay. It's quite a lot there to digest.
So apparently, Russell T Davies has helped a lot with the production of the Centenary.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Really?
I tell you, right, because the only reason it's what it's based off. I don't know how it works out in terms of like the timeline of when he was hired as for the 60th and all this kind of stuff, because I can't remember if they finished wrapping on the Centenary at that point. But the fact that he knew about the Centenary and he'd seen the Centenary by the sound of it when he talked about it being a 90-minute special, he knew what was going on. So I thought, well.
Yeah, no, I think he's definitely seen it.
And of course, as he's taking over, he's going to have to know what's going on.
Yeah, I think he's seen it, but I don't think he's had a major part. I think he's just said, this is where I want my story to start. So you have fun with yours, but I want it to start with David regenerating in Jodie's TARDIS of everyone else dead or something like that.
What wasn't there something about Chibnall? But when they wrote the script for Twice Upon a Time, originally that wasn't going to be his episode.
An episode? No, because Chibnall, that was meant to be Chibnall's one, but he was going to get rid of the Christmas slot, and Moffat was like, "No, you can't get rid of the Christmas slot."
He didn't want to start. Yeah, he didn't want to start with a Christmas episode, so they were like, "Oh no, don't get rid of that."
Because they were like, "We'll get rid of it," and then Moffat was like, "No, we're keeping the Christmas slot."
And then got rid of it the following year. But
he's a great guy.
But with that, I meant that that's unprecedented. Like Chibnall wasn't look like in the back of his ear going, you should need to write Twice Upon a Time. You need to have the Doctor fall out the TARDIS at the end. Well, I suppose maybe that bit he would have actually had some
I think from the regeneration, they write that, surely.
Yeah, like I think that I don't know if they write. I think he probably wrote the last scene. But I always think it as soon as his Doctor has regenerated, as soon as Peter Capaldi finished his final line, while he's doing the regeneration, I imagine it like they get up from their chair and then Chibnall sits down at the laptop and he finishes the script.
Yeah.
You're just shaking your head. But yeah, that's how I imagine it. So I don't think that RTD would be so actively involved in it. Like I think it would be a discredit to Chibnall to do that as well.
I think it would, and then I also think this bit isn't true because from what we've got in yours saying that the BBC don't like the final edit and don't like the story.
Yeah,
I don't think if Russell T Davies, their star child, had help in the writing of the storylines and all that stuff, it's going to be as poor as the first one's making out.
I don't know.
I think 100%. No, if he's really 100%. Russell has gone. This is where I want the 60th to start. This is what story arc. So then he can so say for like the whole Timeless Children, he's going to have to carry that on no matter what. No matter what Chibnall does, that doesn't stop the fact the Timeless Children, the Doctor's a Timeless Child is a thing. As much as we all hate it, we're not going to go into it because we've done so many podcasts just talking about it.
Yeah.
But as much as Chibnall's sorts that or whatever, that's still going to be a thing. Doctor's still not going to be Gallifreyan. Do you know what I mean?
And it also depends on what content he wants to put in the Centenary Special and where he wants to leave that mystery.
Yeah.
Because if Chibnall's going, oh, I'm going to do this, and this, and he goes, but that, and RCD goes, actually, that would mean that I have to explore that kind of stuff because you're not concluding it. then maybe he'd force himself to take a bit
I
more
honestly
of a
think he's not going to. I
seat.
think Chibnall isn't going to fully wrap it up. I
think it would be like the name
I think
of the
he's
Doctor.
dug too deep. I think he's dug too deep.
You can't end it. You can't create that
After,
mystery and then explain it, because if you explain it, you're in the same point that you were before.
Yeah, and after, it's not even a mystery; it's an entire character change
and
from
also,
the start of the show, pre the show, all that stuff. You've dug too deep, so he can't fix it.
It's not necessarily the worst idea in the world. I mean, it's not. I don't particularly like it, but I don't think that it is going to.
This is the worst thing to happen to Doctor Who.
It's enough to like subvert your expectation of going, oh, we thought we were safe, we thought we understood the Time Lords, and then boom, there's this whole thing that we had no idea about. That we had.
But we could have done that. He could have done that without completely changing the Doctor's character. He could have changed the Time Lords all they wanted, but the Doctor had to stay the Doctor we've known from fucking 60 years ago. Sorry.
Shall I carry on before we have an argument?
Carry on. I get very passionate.
So Eve Miles, David Bradley, Sylvester McCoy. Eve Miles, David Bradley, Sylvester McCoy, and Colin Baker all feature in the Centenary Special, as well as Katie Manning, which is a weird way to write that sentence. The special is the best. What? The special is the best in Chibnall's era, according to the old gang, even if it was a nightmare.
Does that mean like?
I presume the old gang is referring to the old Doctors.
Oh, possibly.
Or those that work in the show, being the old production crew.
It's the best episode. I mean, Haunting of Villa Deodati.
I really want it to be.
I want it to be. I want him to go out on a high.
Yeah. I think that if he can stick the landing with it, it work well.
When has Chibnall ever delivered?
He cannot write a finale.
No, he can't.
He has had 3 finales, and all 3 of them have not been great.
And the only good episode and part of the entire Chibnall era, he didn't write.
The Villa Deodati one is something right.
Yeah.
Did he half write that one? Wasn't he?
No.
Was it just Maxine Alderton?
Yeah, just Maxine Alderton.
I think it has its moments, but I think they were definitely episodes that he was not as involved in, like Demons of the Punjab. But no, you can pluck any names out, to be fair, and say Eve Miles is coming back, David Bradley's coming back. It's like, okay, fair enough.
Why?
There's no context.
Where does this Eve Miles thing come from? David Bradley. So are they? So I get right bringing back Sylvester and Colin, because you've got Ace and Tegan.
Tegan wasn't the companion of the Sixth Doctor. That was David. That was Peter Davison.
Peter Davison.
Tegan was with the Fifth Doctor.
Did she ever meet the Sixth Doctor?
No.
Okay, I retract my last statement. I get bringing back Sylvester because obviously he had Ace.
Yeah.
That's like the only one I know. But David Bradley to play the First Doctor?
I think that's a nostalgia thing, surely.
I'm smelling bullshit as well.
Eve Miles I get because there's clear, like, we're going to do something with Torchwood.
I think Russell wants to bring back Torchwood.
Unit, Torchwood, like that. I think that makes sense to have Eve Miles. And I don't know if they would do it, but John Barrowman would also be someone that you get in to do it.
He's a bit of a sticky one at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they, maybe to try and avoid him, they've put Eve Miles in.
I possibly.
And obviously we're getting Gemma Redgrave. So,
who's that?
Kate Stewart. So maybe they've just switched Torchwood to Unit. But no, I'd be quite happy to see some of the old companions. I don't know. You don't really go into these things, but like the collection box sets have got trailers, and they kind of force Pete Mattei kind of forces himself to to use an
Yeah, I
old
know.
companion, as you've probably seen. Yeah,
I know.
I think
I
that
know.
that
They're
kind of
all on
stuff will
YouTube, and I'm
work
like,
really well. Like, I would
yeah.
love to see Katie Manning back in Doctor Who, and Ace as well, and the whole
Oh,
charitable.
my Wi-Fi's going.
Great, the whole charitable foundation and stuff like that, all included. I think that'd be grand. Come on, Will, you can do it.
My Wi-Fi full on went.
Great.
Uni Wi-Fi.
Should we continue then?
Yeah, go on.
The 60th anniversary is said to be heavily teased at the end of the episode, and as we cut from Jodie Whittaker's mid-regeneration to a bloodied David Tennant staring out into a ruined battlefield. Oh, this is fascinating. Ships fly above him. It looks like he's on his final legs. An army of gruesome creatures make their way towards him.
Hold on. Hold the horses. Hold the horses. So you're telling me
I've just read ahead slightly.
Hold on. You read ahead. Do you believe it?
We'll talk about it in a minute.
Okay, right. So you're telling me we're not going to see who Jodie regenerates into if this leak is somehow correct.
I wouldn't be surprised if maybe not that happens, but because of the whole filming, whether because Jodie finished and the TARDIS was deconstructed like pretty instantly, whether there was some secret which probably did happen.
When did Jodie finish? Was David had that hair quite a while before
it was? I think it may have been. It may have been while Flux was out.
Oh yeah, they were filming the Centenary while Flux was out, weren't they?
Yeah. So I think while Flux was out, they were filming the Centenary still, which is obviously now finished. So David Tennant didn't look like that at the time. So I don't think because of that decision.
So you don't think we're gonna see Jodie into David?
But there's many ways of doing it without having to have them together. So obviously you do the obvious one like they have done with other doctors where they've had the actual person turn up on the day and then switch them out. You can do regenerations where like the second Doctor where we never actually saw them change. They essentially disappeared, came back, and it was John Pertwee that fell out the TARDIS.
I think if they could do a thing where it's just a collapse and then it's a David wake up.
Something like that, essentially. There's many ways of doing it without seeing them properly regenerate. And I think that I get the sense, especially from RTD, that he really wants to shake things up in terms of how Doctor Who looks. I mean, because
100%. He said he wants to make it as big as like Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah. So with that, I think that doing the whole I'm regenerating thing just seems quite camp. It seems like it needs adapting, even though I think it's iconic.
Doctor Who.
I think that maybe there's a cooler way of doing it.
Okay. But you've read on.
I read on slightly.
What you've just read.
I shall read on for the audience now.
Okay.
Suddenly, a hand pops out. Christopher Eccleston's 9th Doctor helps Tennant's 10th Doctor get back to his feet.
Right. Well, we know this is complete bullshit, this leak, now, don't we?
I mean, I would not. I really believe Eccleston when he says he'll never come back.
Yeah. Although
I don't. I think that because of all the stuff we've heard about behind the scenes during 2005,
he's coming back for the 60th.
Makes perfect sense. He's coming back on Big Finish for the 60th.
Big Finish.
yeah. He's doing a Big Finish with the Unbound Doctor, which has not met any other Doctors. And I actually haven't listened to, but that he's part of Big Finish's 60th anniversary.
We're not going.
I don't think he's ruled out being with other Doctors, but definitely has ruled out coming back to the show. So that's not going to happen. But I think we should continue because I've just read about the next line. Matt Smith's 11th Doctor, Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor, Paul McGann's 8th Doctor appear behind the two RTD Doctors. They stare out with determination in their eyes. Suddenly, the episode cuts to black. The screen reads, The Doctors will return in The Deadly Hero. I mean, that is a crap title for a 60th.
That's shite.
No, that's not happening.
This didn't happen.
I just feel like that is so much work.
That it's also not true. Like 100%.
I mean,
if that happens, Dan, I will do something.
You'll do a thing.
I'll do it. I'm telling you what I'll do.
Okay. Well, as you process that, shall I just finish the last little bit?
I'll do a shot of hot sauce.
A shot? That's not that bad.
Is it not?
No, I think
I'll eat a ghost pepper.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Eat a ghost pepper if this is true.
I'll eat a ghost pepper if that happens. If we see David Tennant on a battlefield, the Ninth Doctor reach out his hand, and all the other Doctors behind him, and it's like some massive go team. I will eat a ghost pepper.
It does scream fan fiction.
100%.
Like it does scream somebody's like wet dream. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It is so it just feels intangible.
Is that the end of that leak?
There's a bit at the bottom. This is all the info I've got. I'd rather hopeful that it's not BS, but some of the lads have been rather misleading recently due to how secretive Chibnall has made set. I think the Centenary stuff could easily be legit. The 60th anniversary stuff is most likely a load of fluff, but interesting nonetheless. And yeah, I'd agree with that. I think you're more likely going to that stuff at the top. Definitely is more correct. I can imagine Eve Miles coming back.
Yes.
Over a series of Doctors. I mean, I don't think Capaldi or McGann or even Smith have really ruled out like not coming back or anything.
Smith wants to come back.
But I think that I would be surprised if we don't get a cameo.
Especially after Morbius. That man needs work.
He's got House of Dragons.
Oh yeah.
So I think he's doing really well, I think, as an actor. Yeah. But no, I'd love to see Matt Smith. And I think that
not in Morbius.
Not in Morbius, no. I love Matt Smith. I think that he'd be great. Come back. Don't remind me. Is it Sass? I hope it's Sass. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's a leak, isn't it? It's not supposed to be taken correctly. But I mean, look, yeah. But that's why I don't like leaks. I don't really talk about them because I feel like they're all a very like fan fiction. You can just make these things up.
Well, that's what I think we should do. I think what episode in the future we should look through Doctor Who. Basically, we go on the YouTube channel that shall not be named, and just basically screen grab all of the leaks which the YouTube channel who shall not be named has read, and then we'll just talk them through.
We can just find the leaks for ourselves. I don't.
No, because I don't know where the YouTube channel that shall not be named finds them.
Okay, right.
So I think we should just we could try and find some leaks ourselves.
But I remember leaks like, there was one about Graham or Ryan dying, and then there was the cat in the TARDIS, and then Sontarans with gender issues and all types of stuff that's come out.
No, the Sontarans have chocolate issues.
Chocolate issues, that's it. They've got confused.
Chocolate.
Reminds me of that as well. What we didn't talk about though before we wrap up is the first leak. If you want to talk about that, because I feel like that first one is
I believe that one
most likely to happen. I can see August being
a cinema release.
I'd love to see a cinema release, especially after the 60th, because that after the 50th, because that is what happened.
Do you think the 60th will also have a cinema release?
I'd imagine so.
I'd like to hope so.
I hope so. They did it for the 50th, and it was praised, was it not? I don't think there'll be an after show though, with like One Direction.
Not after that.
Oh, that was so weird.
One Direction. Although what I would like to see come back, and I believe maybe coming back, is a Confidential.
That's the latest thing, isn't it? Yeah, I can so imagine that. There's been filming of a while ago in Camden, there was filming of David Tennant. He was talking to a camera, so it was like they're filming video diaries of some kind. I'd love it. It'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be great. It'd be great. Great. But I am concerned, rightly so, about apparently the final edit is a bit of a mess.
It should though. It's always a mess.
It is going to be a proper mess though, because even if
He's
obviously
got
half
so
these leaks are correct,
he's got
it's
so
still
much
too
to
much.
wrap up
Yeah.
in 90 minutes.
And Chibnall being
He
Chibnall,
couldn't even
like
wrap something up in 6 episodes.
So yeah, I'm a bit. I do, and I am concerned about his time scale of writing these things as well.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't think initially there was going to be a centenary.
No, there wasn't there?
I thought there were 2 or 3 specials, but I don't think it was considered centenary to this scale with all these returning things. I think it was a special.
Right.
But because of the way he wrote Flux and had to write it fairly quickly, if he had to write that centenary quickly, then that would explain some of the narrative issues and why the final edit's a bit of a mess.
I don't think he wrote Centenary quickly. I think he spent his time on Centenary.
I do hope so. And I honestly, I hope that we get a good send-off, because I think that will, for me, do the world of good for the series. Once it's done, we can put it beside next to us, and we can behind us, and we can
look
say
forward to David Tennant coming back.
We got a year of David Tennant. We've got a year
and
of
if we see,
Big
and then we
Finish
get
60th
more
anniversary
news,
celebrations.
because he says there's no more news until Centenary's out. After that's out, the news will keep on rolling. Matt Smith's back, Capaldi's back, Eccleston's back, Rose is back, fucking Amy Pond's back,
Benny's back.
Benny!
Be crazy, man. So I think we should wrap it
Sarah
up there.
Jane's.
Really?
No, that's a bit too. Yeah, my Wi-Fi's going. Let's quickly wrap this up. Come on.
I think we should wrap this up. So thank you very much for listening. Hopefully you did enjoy our rambles over Marvel and Doctor Who.
Hopefully.
Maybe next time
It's been more of a Who Pod Plus, hasn't it?
That's what we're calling it. Who Pod Plus.
Who Pod Plus.
Who Pod Plus.
WPP.
Brilliant. It
needs WP.
The episode needs a proper title.
My initials. Though. WP.
WP.
Who Plus. Who Plus Pod. Oh, it's still Who P. Never mind.
That's 2P as well. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. If you want to check out our previous episodes and episodes that are coming out in the future, go and check out our many platforms for streaming, including mine's gone blank.
Check the link in the comments below.
Pardon?
Fuck's sake, here we go.
Go on. You can do it.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, SoundCloud, fucking We Love Podcasts or whatever.
Podchaser. I think
check the link. Check the link tree in the comments below.
You don't need to mess around with looking for or guessing platforms you're on.
You don't need to go to all these places.
He's messed up his delivery of this again. There's a link tree link, Will.
This is my bit, Daniel. Be quiet. Don't worry, guys. You don't need to remember all them things I've just listed, like Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, all that stuff. You don't need to remember them, because there's a link tree in the comments below where you can find us on all your favorite podcast listening services.
Grand.
And don't remember to give us a follow on any of them, and just give us a like if that's how the other podcast services work. I only know Spotify.
So then, so that's the end of this month. Well, it's your proper takeover month next month.
Yeah, man. We're going deep in Dan.
Deep in Dan. I mean, we need a new title, but yeah, deep in Dan.
Yeah, we're good. I think we might do a full-on character breakdown of you. We're not going to be talking about Doctor Who, mate. It's going to be, so
God.
why are you such a virgin? Just stuff like that.
Great. I am terrified now. But yes, but you have that to look forward to next month.
Yeah, we're right. I'll write some questions, and you
Yes.
won't know what they are.
I hate not knowing. I'm too much of a micromanager.
No, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be more about your YouTube channel than Doctor Who.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fascinating. I dread to think. Anyway, thank you very much for listening. And there's nothing else left to say, but goodbye.
If you need any editing work, hit me up.
Are you gonna keep doing this? Did you get any last time? No. Just keep going, Will.
No one
Back
makes
on
it
the
to the end.
grind.
If you'd actually, you know what? If you did make it to the end, comment, "We're going deep in Dan." And then
YouTube's gonna flag that as something weird, isn't it? Like,
no, they won't. Comment, "We're going deep in Dan," and one of the real ones.
I mean, I'm only allowing it because it's alliteration.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't fail my English. I didn't pass my English for nothing.
Yeah, but I didn't pass it first time either.
Hey, shush. All right, see you next time, boys.
Goodbye.